Good morning, my friends. It's pretty cloudy. It's not that cold out. It didn't freeze last night. I don't think we're going to see much of a sunrise this morning because the clouds, but that still is pretty. I had a beautiful comment about how I have such nice stories, and then today I have to tell a sad story. Like, ah. So Serenity had a friend over yesterday, and she was having such a wonderful time. Everything was going fantastic. And I'm peeling a tiny, yeah, these are my oranges. Fantastic. They're so small. Size of a quarter. By the time I'm done peeling, it's going to be dime. Anyway, she had a friend over, and I took her and her friend to go back to her friend's house to check in after they were at our house for 2 or 3 hours. And she wouldn't let Serenity go. She was acting a little weird, and she wouldn't let Serenity go into her room. It was really weird the way she was acting, and I instantly thought, not trying to think that way, but it just was so strong. My thought was, oh, I think she has something of Serenity's that she doesn't want Serenity to see. Anyway, she ended up bringing a different bag, like a smaller purse. And she came back to the house, and I made a notation in my head to talk with Serenity about the way her friend had treated her, but not that at that time. It was going to be later when I was, alone with Serenity. And then a couple more hours went by, and my daughter asked me if I would take Serenity and her friend to Serenity's friend's house, and they were going to ask if her friend could spend the night and all that kind of stuff. So I did that. Well, when they got in my car, the girls got in the back seat. They only lived like 2 or 3 blocks, but it was already getting dark and it was too cold, and I just didn't feel like walking. I had a headache yesterday, so I wasn't really feeling all that well. And when we pulled up, the friend was behind me. I was in the driver's seat, she was behind me, and Serenity was on the passenger side. Her friend opened the door, and her purse had spilled, and a bunch of stuff had spilled on the floorboard of my car and also rolled out onto the gravel, but it was kind of dark. And I got out of the car and I looked down and I picked up this container of lotion. It's like a pink bottle with glitter in it. And I know that bottle so well because it used to be my mom's. And I had given it to Serenity, like, I don't know, 6 months ago or whatever. There's a blue one and a pink one. It's like glitter lotion or something. I don't use that stuff or whatever. She liked it, but I recognize the bottles because I know where they came from. And I've had them for like 5 years. Like, they were just still in the original containers, still wrapped in plastic. It was just in a bunch of bathroom stuff that my mom had that I hadn't sorted through and thrown a bunch of stuff away. I just hadn't gotten to that point. And, 6 months or so ago, I did do a few boxes, and that stuff was what was in it. Anyway, I picked it up, and I didn't say anything because the little girl didn't see me pick it up. She didn't realize something had rolled out of the car. And I stood there waiting for Serenity to come around to the driver's side, and her friend picked up all of her stuff, got out of the car, she shut the door, and they were both standing there, and I held the bottle up, just looking Serenity in the face, and I said, well, this fell out, and I just stared at Serenity in her face. And Serenity's mouth was just like in shock, like pure shock. And her friend that had stolen it looked at the bottle, looked at me, looked at Serenity, looked back at the bottle, and then Serenity said, because it was so awkward, she said, well, that's okay. You can go ahead and have it. Like basically letting her friend know that she knew that she stole it and that she could just go ahead and have it. And so then the little girl ended up spending the night because it's such a weird situation. I just wasn't I had a really bad headache and it was not the right time to handle the situation. And the little girl wasn't at my house. I live separately from my daughter. And so I told Serenity that I had one moment with her where it was just the two of us. And I said, check it out. Your friend's not allowed to go in your mom's bedroom for any reason. Period. At all. And Serenity said, okay, but what if mom calls us in there? I said, I don't care. You're not to bring your friend into your mom's room. Just because my daughter has a lot of jewelry from my mom and things like that. And so today, her friend's going to be going home around 9 a.m. I've been up for hours just thinking about how I'm going to talk to Serenity about this and how uncomfortable it is and how heartbreaking it is, because this little girl had sat there and told Serenity all day how they were BFFs. And Serenity was so excited. This was the first time she'd ever had a friend spend the night at the house. She's only 8 years old. It's the first time she's ever had a friend spend the night. The first time her friend steals from her. And her friend was super nice to her the whole time here, but for some reason, when we went the 2 times to her house, for those just few moments, the friend was super mean to her. And it's a very confusing situation, and I want to talk to her about it because this is a girl that she goes to school with, and I'm wondering if this is the girl that bullies her at school that she's just not telling us about, and she's just thinking that she could try to be the bully's friend, or I'm not 100% sure on anything. I have to wait until Serenity. I'm just shaking. I have been shaking I had a headache yesterday and I went to bed last night like at 7:30. And I woke up really early, way like hours and out like 4:30 this morning. And just been, sick to my stomach because I haven't told my daughter about it yet, because I want the little girl to go home first. And I made sure that while I was there, I got that girl's mom's phone number. And I don't know how my daughter wants to handle it or whatever, but there needs to be some space, a little bit of space. And I want to talk to Serenity about it first, so that, because she's just a little bit more open with me than she is, because I'm the one that's been her BFF. I'm the one that hangs out with her. I'm the one that goes bike riding with her. I go to the park. I'm her playmate, and I've been her playmate most of her life. So, but this is we plan slumber parties and girls' nights, and we wear the face mask stuff and the foot mask and the hand mask. That's the stuff that I've always done with her. And it's never my idea, trust me, because I don't want to put that stuff. It's her idea. So this is kind of heartbreaking, because she just learned a really hard little fact of life. That the people that are sometimes super nice to you are just using you. And it's really hard to see coming from another 8-year-old. Why would the 8-year-old do that? Why would she feel the need to steal? She has everything. Her house is very nice. She has a lot more expensive toys than Serenity does. Way more expensive. She has hoverboards and bikes and all kinds of things. Serenity has only ever had 2 bikes. She's on her 2nd bike. And she doesn't have a hoverboard, and she really wants one. Her older brother has one, and she rides her older brother's when he lets her. But, like they have a swing set. Serenity doesn't have a swing set. They have a trampoline. They have all the things that a child could dream of. They have, and the mother's super nice. They have a good home. It's a loving home. I know the mom. We've lived by each other for quite a while. Like they live at the end of our road, like the beginning of our road. We live at the end of the road. They live at the beginning. So, like, it's not like we don't see them regularly. It's just that we were always considered the snobby neighbors because we don't let anybody spend the night. And that's not true. We do let there's 3 boys, Amanda's boys. We let those 3 spend the night with my other grandson, and they've been coming and staying here for a long time. Maybe not Robert, but definitely Edric and Eli both have spent the night with Landon numerous times, up all night playing video games, that kind of stuff. So it's just that we made Landon wait till he was older. He had to be 11, 12 before we started letting him have friends come over regularly, and spend the night and all that kind of stuff. And Serenity, we started the first time we do it, it ends up in a complete disaster. So this is how my day is starting. I'm going to go put on some fun socks. My headache's gone, and I got to eat a quarter size orange this morning, so I got a little bit of my fix. But we'll see how things go. Hopefully they'll go well. And I've had plenty of time to think about it, and I've had plenty of time to look up scripture and try to approach it in the best way that I can, the best way that I think Jesus would approach it. So I'm trying to just be as calm and try to understand, because 8-year-olds have a different line of thinking than adults do. So we'll see how things go, and wish me luck. And I appreciate you guys watching. And I'm glad that I was able to, talk about it with somebody that's completely, impartial. And I'm sure that hopefully you guys got some words of encouragement and maybe some advice, or maybe you've been in a similar situation, or maybe you're on the other end of the situation and how it was best handled for both parties without trying not to cause any more trauma. I would like this to be tried to settled in the best way that we possibly can do it. Oh, and I appreciate you guys watching the sunrise with me in the morning. Oh, we do get to see a little something, something. That's exciting. Just makes me feel better that I talked to you guys about it. And I appreciate that. I really do. All right. I'm sorry that I'm shaking. It's just so stressful. All right. I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.